Welcome to the Fine Tan Ranch at Cedar Creek, Lake, Texas. I have quite a bit of stuff I want to cover in this one video, so bear with me. So, what do we got? I got a Stoeger XM1 PCP. Right down here, we'll get around here, we'll get over to the business end. We're going to flip it around and it will look like this. And you do have a charging handle right there. We'll come on down. We'll talk about all of this in its entirety, all of it. And we'll come back down here. So, in a nutshell, just a nutshell, again, the Stoeger XM1 PCP 22 caliber pellet gun. Now, this is also made in a 177. So if we want to talk feet per second, this is exactly what it says in the box. 22 caliber is going to be 1,000 feet per second in alloy, and it'll be 800 feet per a second with lead pellets. If you get it to 177, it's going to be 1,200 feet per second in alloy and 1,000 feet per second with the lead. The overall length of the gun is 45 inches. The barrel length is 22 inches, and the overall weight is about 6 pounds. It does come with this 6x32 scope, and we're gonna do our shooting review with that scope. This little tube is 2,900 pounds or 200 bar to fill it. It's got a little fill port right up here. And if you're just at the right at the very top level of the yellow, not all the way at the bottom of the yellow, it takes about 90 pumps to get it up to the red. That's what I found out. It takes about 80, 90 pumps. So it's a suppressed barrel, so it's very quiet. I found it to be very quiet. And when I got this, it was ship charged. Also, what came with it, because it didn't say this in the description, buddy, you get a fill pump, complete with a gauge, and bingo, your fill pump. So everything you need is in this box. You don't need to buy any adapters. You don't need to buy any. The first PCP I ever bought, I had to work with Pyramid Air Gun Depot to find out, what piece I had to get to go into this, and for this to go into that, and buy that along with the gun. So I was all set up to go. This case, no. Everything is in a box. Now, there's little screws there, and you're going to find all those screws in the same bag that your rear sight's in. The rear sight is not installed when you get it. So there's 4 screws here, and then there's 2 on each side of the pump. There's a little thing you can open up right here that you put your pump oil in. The feet do not fold up, but I've used this pump 3 times now. It works very, very well, in my opinion. Comes with the gun. I'm going to set this off the side for a minute. And, I want to show you a few things. So, bringing up the gun itself, you're going to see there's a very nice rubber butt pad. And then you can see these different colored spacers. If you want to, you can remove those spacers, leave just a yellow one in or just a blue one in, or take them all out and it'll fit. There is and I'll show you an interchangeable cheek piece and an interchangeable grip. Now, you'll note that this has some weaver rails down the side, and this one kind of sticks out, whereas this one does not. Now, supposedly, that's supposed to be to slide your extra magazines into, because this comes with one magazine and it comes with one single shot tray. As you know me, I'll be using a single shot tray, so this would be what you'll take these screws out, like right there. There's one on each side, and there's a wrench in the back for all of these, and then you can put this cheek piece in and that will raise it up. You also have, this is known as the XL grip. I guess you can take a bolt out of right here. All these screws are the same, and you can pull that off and put a thinner one on. So you can really customize this kind of out of the box. Now, all of the screws for the pump and all of the screws for this are going to be in the same bag that your rear sight's in. I did not attempt to put on the rear sight yet. It looks like it catches the sides of the rail. It's a one screw thing with a spring. I don't think it's complicated. One guy I watched said he found it hard to put the scope on because it would block, the rear side hit it. Well, of course it will, unless you got some UDT high mounts, which may throw you off. It's not complicated to put that together, and later on I might pull the scope off and show you how to put it on, for those that are wondering. Again, here's your fill port, and there is also I'm going to just show it to you because I took it off. They say it protects it. I personally am going to leave this off. It's whoops, this, get out of there. I said I have so many things I have to show you here. This little piece right here, and that will, and it's kind of a booger to do it, but you can get that right through that little slit right there, and it's kind of carved, and you got to get it just right, and you should be able to slide that. Again, it's paint. I'm not going to put it on there, but it'll sit under something like this. It's supposed to protect your gauge. I don't foresee me leaving that on there anytime. I got it right on there today. There we go. Well, no. At any rate, that's what it does. That's what that piece does. And you almost have to kind of peel it off. So it comes with that. So the front side is already on it. It's fiber optic red. And there's the end of the barrel. And I don't know why they didn't put a gauge. See, this gun doesn't have a gauge on it, so there's no gauge here. You have to use, well, yeah, there is a gauge on it. It's clear back here. Yeah, why they didn't put it the other place, but so I'll put that down. So you have everything you need to make that pump work. Now, also with it is some strange little O-rings and some stuff, a little filter that goes in that pump. You're going to get a bag that you're going to see this little sort of a chrome piece floating up here. That just presses on the end of, if you take your probe out, it goes in the end of your fill thing, at the end of your fill hose to keep gunk or whatever out of it. There's a little silver wrench in there. That's what you're going to put all of your stuff on with. All your bolts or the nuts that you need are going to be in this bag with the sight. So the only thing left in this bag should be one screw and that rear sight. It does not appear to be fiber optic in the rear, but there's the rear sight. You'll get one magnetic type, kind of like you see in a Diana, to slide in there if you wish to use the magazine. And then there is a Also along with it, I haven't opened this up yet. Oh, no, never mind. Let me flip it around, or no, I threw that in there quite by accident. It probably worked though. I can't tell if that's got the magnetic, but so those are all the things that come with the gun. So you get the pump, you got everything you need to charge it up. I would imagine starting from raw, because this was shipped to me already charged. That was kind of odd. So we'll put all this back in the bag so I don't lose anything. And I've been doing some shooting with it. I had some difficulty with it first. Like I said, I was hoping to put together a shooting review. I'd have to charge it back up. I'd probably use the pump to do it. But it's not hard to pump it up. Now, one thing a lot of people make a lot of comments about. So I like everything it came with. I mean, you got these rails, the thing that's supposed to hold your magazine. Some people said they're real hard to get out of. So once you've attached all that, it'd be really easy to put a bipod or flashlight or whatever on it. A lot of people kind of go crazy about this this cocking lever. Kind of looks like that. They say it's a real ergo, it's a good design, and it will pull straight back. Now, my concern is if I was going to cock this, and I have, I would rather kind of catch it down inside, because you can see that that's kind of a thin metal piece. Again, like you used to see on some of the Dianas. So I'd want my finger as close to that as possible. Once I get it back and I get my pellet in, I usually just take my thumb, push that forward, and then flip that down. That's how I've been doing it. So, I can't really think of much else I want to say about it. It's just, it's good there. You can tell it's got some good stippling here. Some underneath stippling on the bottom half. And it feels very comfortable. Now, she shot it and fell in love with it. I don't think she likes it as much as her Game-O, but you just throw it up, and I put the scope on this way myself, and I've had pretty good luck with it once I figured out where it needed to be. So I'll go ahead and charge this up, and then I'll see if I can, we'll see if we can snipe some pickle bottles, maybe hit some cans. You can see what it does, what it sounds like. One thing I don't like is, like on the hats and stuff, there's usually a rubber thing that fits inside that fill port to keep gunk and stuff out of it. And this did not come with one. I'm sure I could, order one somewhere and just stuff it up in there and make something. I mean, they gave you a thing to keep gunk out of the end of the pump, but they didn't give you anything to keep gunk out of this. I don't particularly like that idea. And then that piece is supposed to cover it, very hard to get off. So let me stand back, kind of a reach in thumb hole type design, run over it again, whip it around, we'll flip it over, and you can look at it there and go down the range. Now, I watched another video, and he had really whacked out hits. He thought it had barrel droop, and he didn't really think, I believe that was Air Gun Detective. He said he didn't think he was getting 40 shots to a fill. I tried to count mine. I got about 25 before it really, 25, 27, maybe even 28 before I got right on the yellow. Not all the way bottomed out, just between the green and yellow under gauge. And it was hitting hard. It was continually hitting hard. It was doing a great job. I have something else I want to review, so I'm going to try to get this out, and tonight I'm going to take all this in the house. Let me get this thing pumped up, and then we'll see if we've got enough light left to give you a decent shooting review. We'll be back with you, hopefully, in just a little bit.